Today's a big day. We are meeting for the first time physically for our AGM, which is the fifth one. So it's a good beginning to start with. I've got with us also our corporate advisor Rupali is there, and with him Vineet is also present, and our auditor Ravi is also with us. And we will take up the formal agenda, and I will request the chairman, Mr. Vivek Singh, to give the welcome remarks for the board members.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this 5th annual general body meeting of Sportscom. I also extend a hearty welcome to our president, Jalaj Dani, who has specially taken time away from his personal travails that he's facing to join us here, and he is very much online with us. And Jalaj, good to have you. We miss your presence here, but it's good to have you with us online in these challenging circumstances. Rakesh ji, Murugesh ji, Mona Lisa, and all the other members who have joined us online, a hearty welcome to the annual general body meeting of Sportscom. This is a very noble industry initiative. We are not for profit. We are here to facilitate and make people in this sector realize that there is somebody holding their hand. I'm delighted to welcome my co-panelists, Rishikesh Joshi, the Secretary General of Sportscom. Rishikesh is fully immersed in the sports sectors, and he has been doing sterling work in the last decade and more within this sector, and it's entrepreneurs like him who today are at the forefront. Vidyushpat of Krida Legal is an absolute rock and backbone of Sportscom. Vidyushpat, thank you. I know how jealous a mistress the law can be, and yet you take so much time out of your profession so that Sportscom can benefit from your expertise, Sportscom can benefit from you, and thank you so much for being there with us. Also, I would like to thank Kavita. She leads a wonderful team called the Secretariat of Sportscom. And Kavita, thank you so much. I don't think we'd be able to get even half done what we are getting done without you and your team. So thank you so much. And to all our members, Jalaj is now with us. Jalaj, were you there when I started? No, he wasn't.
No, sorry, I just came back from the hospital.
I know, I mentioned that to our members here, and I thanked you for taking time away from that family situation to be here with us. Even if it's online, we miss your presence, but it's good to have you with us, and thank you for taking that time away from the family which so needs you right now. So Commander Rajesh is here. There are so many wonderful people here. I can see Neeraj ji is here. Neeraj ji, good to have you. Prasanna is here. These are all our very, very stalwart members of Sportscom. And from Grant Thornton also we have Abhishek. So wonderful. And I would request that we begin. We have a lot of ground to cover. We have 2 senior secretaries of the Government of India also joining us. So we have a lot of ground to cover, so I'd request that we begin with the day's things.
And request now Rupali to take forward the agenda for today, please.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. We have 2 statutory items in the agenda today. The first item is the adoption of the financial statement for the financial year 2002-2003, which had been sent to all the members along with the notice of this AGM. Can we take this item as approved unanimously by all the members present here and through the video conferencing also? Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes, please.
Moving to the second item, which is the ratification of auditors of the Confederation, that is Messrs. Ravi Rajan and Company LLP. The statutory auditor was appointed in the first annual general meeting for a period of 5 years, but the members have to ratify their appointment in every AGM. So can we record this resolution to have been passed unanimously?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, please.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone. That is all regarding the statutory items from the agenda.
Thank you, Vibha.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have a few points to cover, but we have good time. We have started on time. Is there anything the members would like to ask before we can table something that we have in mind for you all? Is there anything from the members? We are happy to hear. Ashwini, can we have something that is happening from the government side that can be actually, we'll also bring this point up when Secretary Sports is here, but happy to hear what, if there's anything, please come up here and share with us. Is there anything that you would like to share with us?
Good morning.
Just introduce you, Ashwini. Yeah. Ashwini Sahu is our colleague who is deputed in National Sports Development Fund, and we would like to hear further from you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Yes, from NSDF, yesterday we just concluded, we had Department of Public Enterprise had invited 5 ministries, out of which Sports Ministry was one of them. There were almost more than 50 PSUs present in that conference, which happened in Pragati Maidan. And the 2 days event was very, very nice, and almost we met we had a presentation which was given by Director Sports, Mr. Vimalanand, and Joint Secretary Prem Kumar Jha. And almost all the PSUs have shown interest, as we have pointed that out of all the CSR budget which goes yearly, less than 1% comes to sports. So almost all the PSUs have shown the interest of tying up and supporting sports for a longer term. And we discussed with them they should come with us for 3 years, at least MOU with 3 years. So I had several meetings with most of the CSR heads of different PSUs, and I am hopeful that they will come forward. We already have a good amount of MOU done by few big corporates like NTPC, REC, CIL and all, but others have also shown interest to support sports. And from this financial year onwards, we had received support from a lot of insurance companies also. They are coming forward supporting, and few of the PSUs have adopted few sports, like NTPC has adopted archery, REC has adopted boxing and badminton, which is great. Others, seeing this, other PSUs have also shown their interest that they should also go and adopt some rural sports. I met the GM of Majgaon Dockyard, where they have shown interest of adopting Malkham, which is great. So they had asked for a proposal which we'll share with them. So that is from our end, from NSDF. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everybody.
Ashwini, maybe a small question.
Yes, sir.
So one is the funds coming in or adoption happening, but how is NSDF then engaging with professionals, and how are you actually then implementing those programs at the grassroots level? Now, how, as I said, one, money comes in, good, there's a kind of a line of credit that say a PSU is given that we are adopting this sport, so whatever the expenses are, we are going to take care. But then equally important is how that fund will be operationalized. And through whom are they getting operated?
So the modus operandi which works out with the Ministry of Sports is Sports Authority of India is the implementing agency of Ministry of Sports. Whatever support comes from PSUs or corporates to NSDF, it is routed to Sports Authority of India, and the implementation is done by Sports Authority of India. NSDF is only the channel between the Ministry and Sports Authority of India and the federations. So, but proper utilization certificate and whatever reports are being required, it goes from NSDF. It is being given by NSDF. And there were few, NSDF when it was formed in 1998, there were few compliance lacking which has already been done. So now it is in full-fledged. So we go ahead and take support for sports. That's how it is. Thank you, sir.
Anything else you would like to say, Rishi? So we can take up Rishi's presentation. Would like, yeah, because we were suggesting now, we got a call from Sports Secretary. She may be delayed by half an hour or so.
Later agenda first and then.
Opportunity to take up.
So Sports Secretary is, her schedule has mandated that she'll join us here not at 11:30 but at 12 noon. So we have a little bit of time on our hands. And what we feel is that the agenda that we're going to take up after Sports Secretary and after DPIIT Secretary, we will take up now. Rishi, along with collaboration from other office bearers of Sportscom, we have been, actually deliberating what is the raison d'etre of our existence, what do we stand for, and what should be the way and driving force and vision of Sportscom going forward. Rishi has actually put that into words, he's put that into slides. I think it's important that we hear him, it's important that we understand, and then we can have a short discussion on what Rishi presents. And we can, all this is of course being minuted, and that can become a roadmap for us, apart from the issue-based activity that Sportscom of course will take up, and we've got 3 or 4 issues we're going to table with Secretary Sports and Secretary DPIIT, but this is an overarching vision, mission and blueprint that will define Sportscom for the immediate future. So I'm going to request Rishi to take this up, and then once we hear him out, we can deliberate on it.
Thank you so much for inviting me here, and firstly, a very warm welcome to everybody. It's very pleasant to see that this is the first ever in-person Sportscom meeting that is happening. I've been a part of Sportscom for over 3 years. I've seen that, over the last 5 years, what has happened is that, the core of us has stuck together. We are always trying to figure how we can make Sportscom better. How can Sportscom become that platform that will benefit its members? So we've obviously kind of put together something, between, like Vivek sir is just being kind by taking my name, but it's been a collective effort from the office bearers to be able to articulate this document. But I'll take a step back before we actually go to that document. And it's like, I ran a startup. It took me 8-9 years to kind of stabilize it to a certain level, and I kind of equate my journey to Sportscom's journey as well, right? And it's been a little bit of a startup. We started off somewhere with a very ambitious vision plan to say that, how can Sportscom become this platform? And the most important thing that a startup needs is, it needs its family to be together in the tough times. And I think that's what we have collectively done thus far. We've kind of we've given our time, we've given our efforts to kind of stick together. A lot we might not have achieved given the ambition that we have, but if we stick together and if we have clarity in the way that we want to go forward, I think Sportscom can become a body to reckon with. Not just me, but I think all of us here collectively. I mean, the passion, the energy, that comes about when we are even in our office bearers meetings and talking about how can we make this better, how can we make this stronger. So kind of over the last few weeks we've been deliberating it. Not just few weeks, I think a few months we've been deliberating it, and here we have kind of put this together. And the idea is to make Sportscom that industry body to reckon with, to make it that aspirational platform which a young business starting out in sport can actually take support from, right? And that's pretty much what the first three objectives of Sportscom are. Also, everyone's questions, answers, etc. are most welcome. You can do it during the presentation or at the end of it. I think all of us would be readily looking to answer it. So to make, this is what we are trying to achieve, right? To make that go-to industry body for medium and small businesses in sport, right? To popularize Sportscom and make it like the first choice of businesses to be able to say that, okay, I want to get affiliated with Sportscom. If I'm starting a business in sport, even if I'm registering a business in sport on the first day, the next thing I should be doing to, be a part of this industry is become a part of Sportscom, because what that will probably do for a young entrepreneur that's starting off in his life will be like, oh, all of a sudden I am a part of this great network, this great platform where I can, collaborate with, where I can talk to people and get my guidance as well. So yeah, and obviously as an industry body, as Vivek sir said, right, we are a not-for-profit, but we are a body that will need to grow larger, and thereby finances will be required to in Sportscom's bank account for us to do all the things that we want to do. If you can move to the next slide, please, Mr. Nose. Right, if you see, right, there are a lot of MSMEs across sectors, and these are all the kind of challenges largely that any sports business or any business rather goes through, right? And how do we kind of mitigate those at an early stage? How do we make those easier? How do we make those a little more efficient, right? I mean, when you're starting off a company, right from hiring talent to all sorts of things is something that we need. And I think this body is an amalgamation of a lot of great experienced industry leaders that have been here, that have gone through the journey, and if they can help the young entrepreneurs and also help each other, the spirit of collaboration within this small little industry that we are fighting for, which is touted to be, everyone's talking about sport today, and I think we are in the epicenter of it. So if we can kind of do that, I think nothing like it. So if we'll go to the next time, please ask me questions if there are any, and saying that and if we see, right, there are close to 30,000 registered businesses in sport in India, and that number is growing faster than ever before, right? And these sports businesses range from multiple ways, right, from the smallest training academies going up to broadcast, right? So all of these categories and more is pretty much what formulates the ecosystem of sport within India, right? And businesses largely exist within this ecosystem. So in this ecosystem, to be able to get as many people as possible within this ecosystem to join Sportscom is really the objective. But why will they join it, right? Why should anybody invest any time with Sportscom if there is no real value coming out of it, right? And that's pretty much why we've kind of put this together, to say that how we can create that value, how we can drive that value by mitigating some of their challenges and presenting some amazing opportunities for all of these new businesses to make their lives a little easier, to help them be successful, right? So if we go to the next slide, please. So what we've tried to do is saying that, okay, let's create certain kind of membership slabs, right? So saying that, okay, each membership slab should be able to give you something in return for his or her membership. So what we've done is kind of, we've put the 3 types of slabs, and this is a vision document. This will be discussed, deliberated, further tightened, and then get adopted at some stage with the consensus of the entire group. right? So we see that, right? I mean, saying that imagine a small little business, a training academy starting off somewhere, and if at a minimal price, if they had these kind of options to avail, think of this as like a hotel membership or anything of that sort, but coming from Sportscom. Then, so there's a slab that we've created which is silver, gold, and then there's a diamond or a platinum, I forgot. But this is how we are kind of looking at, putting the memberships together. Does anyone have any upfront opinion or thoughts on this, and do this find value in saying that, okay, if I was a platinum member, for example, and if I got all of this from Sportscom, would it make a difference to my life? It would be good to kind of just get a first-hand feedback from anyone, and everyone online also is most welcome to ask any questions, please.
Yes, I can.
Yes, please.
See, having been a sports tech startup founder myself, one of the biggest challenges that these smaller companies face is access to funds.
Yes.
Unfortunately, sports tech is not as hot a field as edtech, or fintech, for example, where without revenue, companies or VCs will come and invest.
Yes.
So I think getting VCs, private equity
Yes.
organizations onboarded,
Yes.
and then giving them access to,
Yes.
or giving these smaller organizations access to these will go a long way. I believe in pushing the growth story that.
Absolutely, and in fact, that is one of the target sectors that we've written down, where we've written down all the types of businesses. We've written down VCs, funds, all of that as well, which are sports focused and not even sports focused, because so many people are interested in the area of sport. So yes, those are the kind of members that we are definitely look to onboard. And also the onus will lie on each one of us also to be able to get a few members that we know, because as I said, it's a startup, it will have to grow organically, and all of us will have to also chip in to make ourselves stronger. So yes, very, very valid point, and that's taken into consideration. Obviously, we'll give it more priority. So yeah, and if you go to the, thank you. If you go to the next one, right? So this is how we are largely thinking of is, this is a draft that we wanted to present to the entire group to kind of, see what they feel and what is their consensus on it. And this is how we can, probably deliver value. I can't really see the screen very clearly. While I have made it, I should remember.
Just a second. I'll open this for you.
Yeah, thank you. So, and it's pretty self-explanatory when you read it also. I will take you through each of the points if you want me to. But see, that's what we've kind of written, right? Saying that as Sportscom, we should be trying to do at least 6 big events in an entire year, right? As you said, it could be one is connecting with fun. So all of them will have a theme, all of them will be focused, and it will be relevant for the different sectoral groups, right? I mean, something for sports tech, something for manufacturing, something for, events companies, something for, proteins and supplement manufacturers. So there are multiple different, thank you so much. Right. So, each of these, but how do we deliver value, and how is it that we are envisioning a particular year at Sportscom, and what is the experience that a Sportscom member should kind of get after his or her membership within the platform, right? So we're looking at about 6 on-ground events through the year. We also want to give that opportunity for members to be able to host a Sportscom event within their facilities or within their offices or within their events or anything of that sort, because that also creates a great platform, not just for the member but also for all the people that are interested in collaborating with each other, right? To be able to get at least 12 Sportscom members, to be able to bring 2 to 5 memberships each one of us, because see, I think all of us work with so many more small businesses in sport that we can collaborate and make Sportscom a stronger body by getting more people. Obviously there will have to be a program, etc., for which they will kind of come together, right? And that's, as I said, right, focused networking sessions, industry representations, and to be talking about government policy, right? bringing about also doing some community events within Sportscom, right? Hosting a sports event, like actually Sportscom members coming together, playing a game of football, having a nice little day out. These are the kind of things that will kind of, you know, create bonds, create collaborations, and make this network stronger, and something that is very potent to use as a platform, right? I mean, today when we look at like the BNIs or any other of those platforms, a lot of businesses feed out of them. Can Sportscom become one of those where they actually feel that I am getting a return on my investment of time, energy, and money, right? So, if you go to the next slide, these are the kind of steps that we are going to take, is to be able to, you know, formalize this program after everyone's inputs, take all the suggestions that are necessary to be taken. Obviously, we've given ourselves about 5 to 6 months to officially launch this program, right? We are thinking that we should be launching this program around the 1st of April 2024. By that time, we create, you know, a larger body of members and all of that, and once we adopt it, we give ourselves 4 to 5 months to actually formalize it, because once that plan is formalized, there's no looking back, and we want to deliver that value, right? We want to deliver what we promise to all the existing members and the new members that will join us in this journey, right? And I think that's pretty much how I would conclude this, saying that we are looking at Sportscom 2.0, wanting to take it extremely seriously. And yes, sir.
Now look, I have been part of Sportscom for a long time. I have been through the startup of the sports business. We started a company in 2012 in shooting sports. I think it's just a suggestion I would like to make. My experience of 10 years has given me the input that a lot of players, a lot of sports person come from very, very basic background. They have already had the struggle of buying equipments and reaching to good levels. Even Asian Games, I was just checking, we are the biggest sports. Shooting is one of the only sports which has got over 10 medals now.
Yes.
So my request to Sportscom and its members would be that let's start an initiative where startups, like a lot of people who are doing their startups in sports, collaborate with the sports persons who are about to retire or have reached their peak and have been achievers for the country. And let's make a collaboration between these players and these startups. The success rate of the startups would definitely go up if the person who's an achiever in that sport collaborates. So my request to Sportscom would be like, if we can just include more players and make a more collaborative effort between players and the startups, because the players don't know how to do business. So,
Yes.
So it will be just a suggestion there.
I think extremely valid and extremely important suggestion as well. We'll definitely kind of take that into account and build it within the plan that we are kind of suggesting. Absolutely.
So are you saying, if I'm understanding correctly, are you saying that we create kind of a database of sports persons who are retiring in each sport? No, we start with creating a database so that we start inviting them.
Let's give them honorary memberships. Let's include them in our ecosystem. And once we do that, the people who are looking to invest in that sport, if they get a good collaboration with a sports person, he can give them a lot of insights into the sport which can be done, which can bring good results. That's my suggestion only.
No, I think, yeah, I mean, so what you're largely trying to say is to be able to bring the retired sports persons, if I'm not, or bring sports persons closer to businesses through the platform. Yes, sure, yes, we will definitely discuss this and take it. Thank you.
Yeah. So first of all, good morning. My suggestion, or being a part of Sportscom, not only the suggestion, but we can definitely implement. For any businesses that we have talked in different sectors, everybody is looking for mentors in that specific sectors. And we as Sportscom, I think we are working, or we have the experts, right from event managements to sports law to sports science to grassroots level, and then we can create those specific expert panels within Sportscom, so that if I want to start something in sports science or sports nutrition, I can look forward to Sportscom, and that's with specific knowledge that yes, these are the members or these are the expert panels available on Sportscom where I can get easily connected. So this way we can broad base ourselves, and with more specific and more targeted businesses we can focus. People or the startups or the business groups will be more, we can attract more such kind of entrepreneurs and business houses to collaborate with us in a mentorship programs, as well as we can increase, and particularly for the membership like platinum and otherwise also, they can get benefit to have this access and interact and discuss to grow their business and grow Sportscom in totality.
Yes, it is a part of our plan. It is a part of our plan. In fact, a very, very important point that we've put, saying that how can new members get mentorship from the existing experienced Sportscom members and vice versa. 100%. Thank you. Yes.
So just a thought.
Just come back so that anyone can answer.
So just a thought. We have a lot of renowned universities, those who are imparting sports management now. Can we act as a platform of having an incubation center for students, those who are coming up, like maybe in sports tech, and they would come up with new ideas and new devices or something new for sports, an incubation center like Symbiosis, maybe IISM or Jain University. A lot of big universities have started sports management.
Ashwini, be more clear when you talk about bringing sports universities and sports education like IISM or any of these. What are you looking at? How's the collaboration you're looking at with
like
Sportscom?
what I have seen in Indian Institute of Science in Bangalore, they have an incubation center where where students, they come up with new ideas to be entrepreneurs. So anything where these management students or they can come up with an incubation center with inside the university, if we tie up with some big universities like IITs and all, where they can come up with new technology for sports and many advanced thing for sports.
So moving forward, what my submission is, maybe the Secretariat can share this presentation with our members. What I would request is, we are pretty committed to doing this, to building Sportscom up. What I would request is, within a finite period of time, let's say we give ourselves 2 weeks. 2 weeks from today, any member can give one idea that is close to his heart, that can value add to this presentation. Don't go completely off topic, because we want to cover some ground. But any member can give one idea that is close to them, that they feel is either missing from this or is an add-on to something that has already been shared with you through the Secretariat. Once we have this within the next finite period of 2 weeks, it will give us enough raw material to chew on, to then put it again into a aspect and then determine the way forward. Is that okay with everyone? Can we do that? Because otherwise it will just be an open-ended. Yeah? So Secretariat will share this presentation. We have 2 weeks starting from today for any member to give one idea that is there, that can be either added on or it's more fleshed out than from the slides that are being shared with you. Anything that enhances this vision. anything that actually makes this vision a reality, we would like to pursue. Like Rishi said, we've got the next 5 months to actually work, develop, crystallize, formulate, plan this. Also to onboard members. We're going to simultaneously begin a process once these 2 weeks is complete to onboard members, but their payment will start from April 1st, 2024. So that, because from April 1st, 2024, we would like to be active with the various things that we can do. And it's not that we can do everything in 1 year, but whatever we can do, we want to start with. So onboarding of members, some can in their region say, I'll bring in 5 members. Whatever suggestions, let's have it. We don't have to make a suggestion, but this is open forum for somebody to make a suggestion. And we would want to hit the ground running by April 2024. Jalaj wants to say something.
Yeah, thanks, Vivek. I just want to appreciate the work under your leadership, along with Udit, Rishi, and also with Yushpat in putting this together. And thanks, Kavita, and the Secretariat also for anchoring it. I just have one suggestion. As was rightly said, this is a startup industry body, and we were conceived in some sense and grew up during COVID. So we have been having lots of meetings digitally. I think it's time to go back and encouraging members, especially in Delhi and Bombay, whenever we have the meeting and our calendar is published well in advance. If members feel that they can come in physically at these 2 locations and then digitally the rest of the members can be connected, because I think suggestions like mentoring and all, I think will take a very different flavor if we are able to meet in person and chat. A lot of things don't happen on camera, but inside conversations over a cup of coffee. So this was a submission I had. Thanks again.
Thank you, Jalaj, and we are very clear it's under your leadership that we are all here, and we appreciate that. And like I had said before as well, we miss the fact that you're not here with us in person, but we will all catch up again very soon. Okay. Sorry, Rishi, you want to say something?
Just wanted to kind of add to what you only said, sir, and Jalaj bhai said that a lot of brainstorming kind of went into it before we kind of came up with this particular bit, and we feel that one step at a time. There's lots that we will do, and the journey is going to be a long one. We want to make Sportscom first a force and then deliver the promise as step 1 for ourselves. So I think, and we are pretty focused and pretty committed to doing that is what I would say. I think, when I hear Jalaj bhai and Vivek sir and Vidushpat and all talk on these meetings, I'm like, wow, there's so much more that we can do with it. So we will definitely. I think Udit is not here right now, but he also has some very, very vibrant ideas. And also I think we've packaged all of that and, tried to say that, okay, this is what we will achieve. We don't want to fall back on the promise that we deliver. I think that's all that we'd say. Thanks.
We come to a close of this session. Secretary Sports will be with us at 12 noon, and we will start the proceedings with that session. Followed by at 12:45, we have got DPIIT Secretary who will be with us. So we will break for 15 minutes and then reconvene at 5 to 12 when she comes. There's a tea and coffee over there if the members would like to help themselves with that. Thank you.
Firefighter.